Have you ever wished you could just get a little peek at the final chapter of a book to make sense of the beginning? Well, that's kind of what we're going to do today. We are distilling decades and decades of wisdom from people who've lived long, full lives to give us a sort of blueprint for the journey we're on right now.
I want you to really think about this for a second. If the wisest version of you, the one who's seen it all, done it all, and learned all the hard lessons, could send you a text message right now, what would it say? That's really the core question we're digging into here.
In this quote, it just nails the whole challenge, doesn't it? We can't see what's coming, but you know what? We can learn from those who have already been there. So think of this whole explanation as a cheat sheet, a letter sent back in time straight from your future self.
So here's the game plan. We've boiled down all this wisdom into 4 key lessons. We're going to start with the absolute bedrock, your health. Then we'll get into your head and talk about why worry is so overrated. After that, we'll look at what really matters, the people in our lives. And finally, we'll talk about what actually creates happiness. Let's dive in.
Okay, first up, the one thing you can never, ever buy back, your health. And let me tell you, the elders are crystal clear on this. It is the foundation that everything else in your life is built on. It's such a huge shift in perspective. When we're young, we feel invincible, right? We treat our bodies like a rental car we can just thrash around and trade in later. But with age comes this massive realization. This body is the only home you will ever have. And you better believe its maintenance is non-negotiable.
And that leads to this really important idea, something called your joint fund. And no, it's not a bank account, but trust me, its value in your later years might be even greater than your 401k.
Your real retirement fund is your physical body. It's taking care of your knees, your back, your teeth, now. Because what good is financial freedom if you don't have the physical freedom to enjoy it? The secret isn't some intense workout craze. It's just consistency, a little bit of movement every single day.
So just like we invest in our physical health, we have to be smart about our mental energy. And that brings us to lesson 2, the massive, profound regret that people feel over time they just wasted worrying.
Here's an amazing tool for this. It's called the 5-year rule. It's super simple. Step 1, name the thing you're worrying about. Get specific. Step 2, ask yourself this one critical question. Will this even matter in 5 years? And step 3, if the answer is no, you are not allowed to spend more than 5 minutes of your energy on it. That's it.
And you know, a particularly nasty kind of worry is resentment. This quote, wow, it's so powerful. When you hold a grudge, you're the one suffering. You're the one drinking the poison hoping someone else gets sick. It's just so true.
So you've got to reframe this. Forgiveness isn't about letting the other person off the hook. It has nothing to do with them. It is a gift of freedom and peace that you give to yourself, to your future self.
Okay, so once we clear our minds of all that useless worry, we actually make space for what truly matters. And here's the thing. When people look back on their lives, they don't talk about their job titles or the car they drove. They talk about people.
And it's not about having hundreds of friends. It's about having those 3 a.m. friends. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The people you could call in the middle of the night in a real crisis, and their only question would be, where are you? That's the real investment.
And there's a real urgency here. If you love someone, if you appreciate someone, you need to tell them now, today. The word wait is one of the most dangerous words in the dictionary when it comes to the people who matter. Don't ever assume you'll have more time later.
The value of those relationships is all about the moments you share. And that leads us straight to our final big lesson, how we spend our time and money. The big secret? Memories are infinitely more valuable than things.
You know, a life really has these 2 different tracks. On one side, you have the frantic chase for stuff. Job titles, bigger houses, more status. And on the other side, you have what you actually remember at the end of it all. The people, the trips you took, the quiet moments of real joy.
So the message is loud and clear. Travel now, while you can, in your go-go years. Find joy in the simple, ordinary stuff too. Remember that work is just what you do. It's not who you are. And most importantly, stay curious. Always, always be a student of life.
So when you start to pull all these threads together, your health, your peace of mind, your people, your experiences, a really clear picture starts to form, doesn't it? This isn't just a list of nice ideas. It's a genuine blueprint for a life without regret. Because ultimately, this is what it's all about.
It's not about being perfect, it's about living with intention, so that when you're 80, you can look in the mirror and not only recognize that person staring back, but be deeply, genuinely proud of the life you've built.
And that brings us to the final and honestly the most important question. After hearing all this, what is one small thing, one simple choice you can make today, right now, that your 80-year-old self will look back and thank you for?